Good evening. My name is Ronald Riffle, and I'm going to present to you the perfect economy. Now, my first question is, are you a patriot? Please show your hands if you are a patriot. Okay, pretty much all of you in the room are a patriot. Now, as a patriot, you must already understand that the American economy is failing. We must do something as citizens to fix it. It is the citizens' right to be able to overthrow the government as stated in the Constitution if it's not working for the citizens. So a new economy may be the answer. Well, we've seen capitalism hasn't been working because after the Great Depression, the New Deal kept on hindering people. And then also we had the 2008 recession, which caused issues for us as well. Now you might think socialism, but for me, I don't want to pay for somebody else's work when they don't do it. So fascism is the next best thing. In this presentation, I will explain what fascism is, the negative and positive effects of it, and how it can be implemented into our economy. So fascism is pretty much the idea of a totalitarian government where only one person is in charge and everybody else does equal work for equal pay. So you have negative effects of fascism. We have a dictator, one person telling us what to do, and that his right is the only right way to do it, and if we say anything, we're pretty much dead. Then we have the reduction of civil liberties. You can't say anything against the government, you can't do anything against the government, or you're dead. And then, however though, the other negative effect of fascism is that there's never been a true fascist state. Nobody has been able to go over that boundary to figure out how to truly make a fascist state. Only a couple of countries have tried to figure out how to do it, but in the end, they turned into communism or socialism. So capitalism might be better though. We have free market but however, with a free market economy, we still have help in the American economy from the government. Free market doesn't have any government help. So that creates a large wealth gap where the top 1% right now controls over 55% of the American economy. That's completely wrong in my idea. Freedom of speech, we have that in an American economy. However though, in an American government, we don't all have freedom of speech. You can't say anything or wear anything that's against the school or the nation in a school, a public school at that. You're not allowed to wear any clothes that you want to do. That's a form of freedom of speech, and that's already being trampled over by the American government. Nobody has to work all the time. We have people that are freeloaders living in this nation that are just living off of welfare, using their food stamps to pay for certain things and be able to not use it for the correct way. So socialism might be better. Socialism has a very little wealth gap. You can see an example from France today that has socialism. As presented by one of my counterparts, they said socialism is better. However, France still has people living off the streets. People are still doing work, however, they're still paying for the ones that are living on the streets, not doing anything for themselves. There's also limited free speech, just like how America already has it. And then everybody has to do work, theoretically, speaking of the people that are living on the streets there. So the positive effects of fascism, 0% to 1% of the whole population is unemployed. That's perfect. Everybody's getting a paycheck that way. The 1% that isn't is usually incarcerated or on their way to being killed. Wouldn't you like to just have the person that's just standing next to you not wanting to work just pop dead? It's perfect. Perfect world for us. There is no wealth gap. So there's no low class, there's no middle class, there's no upper class in this society of having a fascist economy. There's only one person that's usually better. However though, in a fascist economy, everybody's equal. Even the dictator that pulls his own load in it. It makes the nation turn in on itself. Almost every single one of you said you're a patriot. Therefore, you already have fascist ideas. As a fascist, you support your nation. You have huge nationalism. You support your nation to the point where you would go to death for it. You also have an increased support for the nation, so you're fine with sending off somebody to go to war for your nation to protect it. There's no more political division. We don't need third parties. We don't need Republicans. We don't need Democrats. We only have one person that's in charge that tells us the way that we should think. Now, as a reflection of John Smith, though, he did say one time at Jamestown that if you don't work, you don't eat. And that's the idea that's implemented in fascism. And it also states it in the Bible in 2 Thessalonians 3, 10, 11, that Paul wrote to one of the apostles that's at the church of Thessalonica, saying, in a summary, pretty much that he's saying that people that are helping set up the church, even though they're setting it up, but they don't do work, they shouldn't be able to eat at all. Now the Bible supports fascism. How come our economy doesn't support fascism right now? So instead of saying how it can be implemented, I'm going to tell you how it's already implemented. Our military is in high regards. 54% of our economy is used for military spending and for defense spending as well. One of the largest ones per capita next to the top 20 leading countries next to us. And all of them combined don't even make up to our 54% of our economy. We have the strongest military in the world. Before anybody else could call on somebody during a time of war, who do they call now? They call America to go fix up the things, because we're Americans. Collection of money and redistribution. We collect taxes and it's redistributed in certain ways, whether it's in wages, whether it's in welfare, or it's also distributed to pay for your colleges that you are going to right now. We also have King Obama. King Obama, as I would like to call him versus the president, has been implemented power as a dictator already. His abuse of the executive order has not been the first person, however, a long leading line of people that have been using executive orders. Even though they say they are presidents, they have been using power to their own will abusively as a dictator. Yet we still think that we have a democracy. As a democracy, though, everybody has a voice. And in fact, but we all don't, because we have a Republican state. So what can you do? My call to action is saying educate yourself on what an economy that you would perfectly like to have. We can move forward by really realizing how great fascism is. Because in all honesty, I don't want to pay for somebody else that's not doing any work. Thank you very much.